Did you know that the British royal family once spoke French? In fact, from the 17th to 19th centuries, many of the governments and royal families of Europe spoke the language despite not even being French-speaking countries. But why? In 1648, the 30 Years' War came to an end, leaving France quite powerful and prestigious. The Treaty of Westphalia was the first of many to be written in French, as the language became the dialect of diplomacy, despite the fact that most of France didn't even speak it. Breton, Basque, and other dialects were spoken on a regional level. French was simply the language from around Paris, and it was spread thanks to the centralization efforts of Louis XIV. French at this time was simply a noble language, a way for the elites and leaders of Europe to communicate, which differentiated them from the common people. For example, in Russia, its nobility spoke French as their servants couldn't understand it. Additionally, French was the language of intellectualism, with authors like Voltaire and many academies across Europe using the language. French was seen as sophisticated, precise, and polite, and became Europe's de facto lingua franca, replacing Latin being spoken by the courts of these countries, notably Prussia's Frederick the Great, an admirer of French literature and culture. French's influence grew thanks to its colonial empire, but would dwindle throughout the 19th century after Napoleon's defeat, eventually being replaced by its greatest rival, English. However, French has remained prominent as one of the 6 official languages of the UN and is the lingua franca of Africa. The dominant language of an era is often tied to who runs the world. In the time of the Roman Empire, it was Latin. During the Bourbon hegemony in the French Revolution, it was French. In the era of Pax Britannica and the American-led global order, it became English. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more.